Well, hey friends, Zach here. I am the founder of Red Letter Living, and we at Red Letter create simple, practical, Jesus-centered 40-day challenges that churches can do together. And we've watched God use 40-day challenges to spark momentum now in more than 1,200 churches, all styles, all sizes, all denominations, all over the world. And now after doing this many challenges in this many churches, we oftentimes get asked the same questions over and over and over again. So we thought we'd create this video playlist, 8 short videos. And I'm talking short, like 3 to 6 minutes, to answer most of the questions you may have about launching. So this first video, we've got to start with the why. Like, why in the world would you ever launch a 40-day challenge at your church? So let me give you 5 reasons why you would do this. Reason number 1, this is a big one. Pastors, leaders, it grows small groups fast. In just 6 weeks, churches see their groups multiply. People aren't committing forever. They're saying yes to a 6-week journey, and so they find it to be an easy on-ramp. We've seen churches, 1,200 churches, average 40% small group growth during our 40-day challenges. And I'll share more of that strategy in the next video of this series, really how you can make this happen at your church. So don't miss out on that one. Reason number 2 is because our resources are turnkey. Pastors, I know the grind. The preaching calendar doesn't slow down. Ministry never stops. So what if for 40 days you could stop reinventing the wheel and actually do the work that only you can do? The visioning, the shepherding, the pastoral care. So we got a library of free resources that I think is unrivaled in any other content out there. I'm talking sermons, small group guides, videos, kids' church, or maybe you call it Sunday school curriculum, graphics for every single day and more. And all of those resources are for free. So for 40 days, think about it, leaders, staff, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You get to focus on pastoring your people. Some churches like to prepare all of their series in-house, and maybe that's possible for some, but we estimate that it would take your team at least 700 working hours. That's about 18 full-time equivalent people for a week to complete first drafts of resources that we create. And our team literally has thousands of hours into each one of our 40-day challenges so that your staff should never have to start anything from scratch. All right, reason number 3, man, it brings unity to the whole church. Our challenges are focused on practicing the words of Jesus. Though some folks might find it hard to do what Jesus says, it's really hard to find a person that attends church regularly that does not agree that it would be a wise thing to follow the words of Jesus. And so the concept itself is incredibly unifying. Everyone's doing the same reading, they're in the same small groups, they're hearing the same sermon themes, and they're wrestling, in the good sense of the word, with the same challenges. Unity happens when the church grows together and focuses on Jesus. Reason number 4, here we go. It builds energy. Man, people start talking, sharing stories, inviting friends, living out their faith daily, and it feels different. You see, when the people in your church start to put the words of Jesus into practice, everybody wins. The community is always better when the words of Jesus are getting lived out, when needs are being met, the poor are being taken care of. The church, by the way, almost always reports not just quality growth in their people, but quantity growth as well. And individuals, even those who've been in the faith for a long time, talk about how rewarding and fulfilling it really is to follow after Jesus. Reason number 5 is because of this. It is Jesus-centered. It's simple and it's practical. Our big line at Red Letter Living is the best way to follow Jesus is to follow Jesus. Like, look at his words and practice them and help people do them. And our resources do that and organize it in a way that's really fun and exciting and memorable. And the heart of these challenges, so you know where they're coming from, is I really believe there is a crisis happening in our faith right now. In the American church especially, we have created many believers of Jesus, but few followers. And while we should always celebrate belief in Jesus, there is so much great opportunity right now to follow Jesus that makes a difference in our lives today. So not only will you experience the life you were made for as you follow Jesus, but you'll also at the same time give to the world a greater, truer, and fresher expression of who Jesus is. And it is time for the world to see Jesus. They're ripe for it. And he's been too good in all of our stories for you, for me, for us, for our churches to settle for anything but the best. So think with me for a moment. Imagine 6 weeks where sermons, small groups, kids, youth, and personal devotions are all aligned, where people are being challenged to be and do more like Jesus, and they're actually doing it. That's the power of a 40-day challenge that not only will help for 40 days, but on and on and on, that momentum can carry forward. And if I could just add one more for you, kind of a bonus, a sixth reason, it just works. We've launched in more than 1,200 churches across the world, from small church plants to mega churches with multiple campuses and thousands of attendees. We've heard success stories of churches growing not only in small groups, but overall worship attendance. We've seen a church that was ready to disband. They gave themselves one last chance, and they used our resource and decided that focusing on Jesus was enough for them to stay together. They remembered why they existed. We hear of churches that giving goes up, serving goes up, spiritual disciplines go up. We've seen kids live out their faith, people reading their Bibles for the first time, growing in their prayer. We've had hundreds of documented people even giving their lives over to Jesus during this challenge. And so the proven results, I think, speak for themselves. So hey, thanks for watching, and thanks for considering launching a 40-day challenge. This is video 1. And so in the next video, we'll look at how to use one of these 40-day challenges to grow your small groups.